In this short video, I'm going to give you an overview of how AI can be used to analyze the financial results of Apple. I've come into ChatGPT and I've already attached the 2022, 2023, and Q3 2024 financial reports. I'm now going to give the system a very simple set of instructions. I'm going to say, use these reports to compare the profit, and I'm going to release it to get to work. Now, while it's processing, it's worth knowing that there are over 200 pages included in these documents. So the two annual reports are about 80 pages each, and the Q3 report is just under 30 pages. So in a matter of seconds, less than a minute, it's analyzed all of that text, and it's given me the summary right here. That's really helpful, but I want to just understand a little bit more. Highlight, so I'm going to give it another prompt. I'm going to say highlight 3 surprising trends. Now, I haven't even read the Apple financial reports, but I have done this in the past, so I know that the AI will come up with a good answer. So you can see it's gone through, it's picked out 3 trends, and very helpfully, it's included a few references where I can go and look at the information to confirm it for myself. So I'm happy with this as a summary. I'm now going to ask it to build a chart. And in the chart, what I want it to show me is I want it to show me revenue by business line. So here's my instruction. Build a bar chart to show revenue by year by business line. And I specifically want to see a stacked bar chart. So the AI is going to get the information and my chart will appear in just a second. Okay, here I have my chart. So you can see that this is a fairly summarized chart. It just has products and services. I was really hoping for a little bit more detail. Revenue by product as well as by service. So by prompting the AI, I should get exactly what I want in a moment. While we're waiting, it's just worth noting a couple of things about this chart. The first one is you may notice that the horizontal axis is a little bit, just slightly off. So it has my 2022 data and my 2023 data, but it's inserted these kind of unusual 0.5s. This is fairly typical for AI because it doesn't always understand time. In this case, the vertical axis looks good. I'm happy with that. And I can see that it's now given me my next graph. And this is broken down into iPhone, Mac, iPad. This is exactly what I want. It hasn't quite managed to fix the horizontal axis, but I know that I can export that and fix it myself. To export, you just click this button right here. So I'm pretty pleased with the result from this. The third thing that is a great example of how to use AI is just to ask it to give you some recommendations. It's really good at kind of thinking very creatively about recommendations to any problem that you have. So let's just tell it to provide some recommendations for how to grow revenue. I should just mention that usually when I use the AI for something like this, I'll have a few of my own ideas. And once I've outlined my own ideas, I'll come into the AI and I'll really get it to think a little bit more creatively. I find that I tend to fixate on two or three things, and the AI usually has 6 or 7 different suggestions. So you can see here it's suggested expanding the service offering, enhancing the product line, focusing on emerging markets, driving recurring revenue, capitalizing on fitness and health. It's still going. Now, if I were an Apple expert, I would certainly have an opinion about which of these was most relevant and which of them are just a little bit generic. Expanding the service offering may be a little bit too generic or not. So each of these would merit just a quick review so that you can decide which is appropriate, depending on the circumstances. It's come up with, as expected, about 6 or 7 recommendations. If I want to read through them or include them in a further presentation, I can just download. It's given me a few other options here, like analyzing Apple's cash flow trends, telling us what Apple's top selling products are. I'm going to go ahead and just ask it to tell us Apple's top selling products. I think we all know the answer to that, but it is interesting to see how quickly it can come back with an answer. Unsurprisingly, iPhone is number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now, but I hope it's provided a really helpful few examples of how you can use AI.